All right, so I just got this Checkmate Big League Lawns roller. It's an absolute unit. I love it. I just laid some stripes down yesterday. It's great. But the way it attaches is kind of semi-permanent. It uses brackets and bolts. It's not easy to get on and off. I've seen people use like bungee cords to lift it up when they want to get an area that they don't want to stripe, but to me, that's annoying. So I had this Ego roller, and it's fine. I liked it. The Big Leagues is heavier. The wheels are better. This thing gets all scuffed up on the pavement. But I posted a picture of, I basically made a hybrid of these two, and a couple people DM me about how I did it. It's super easy. Almost no modification. You can go back to having them be in their original configuration with no issues in just a couple minutes. So here's what I did. The Ego roller disconnects with two 8mm Allen heads. So you'll need a Allen set. They're on pretty tight. You might have to hit it with your purse, but you should be able to get it off. So the first step is popping them off of the bracket. Then I take the bracket and get a 3/4 socket, okay? Because that's what you're going to use to bolt it on. What I did is put it right up against the bracket. You'll notice, sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. You'll notice the bracket curves inwards, which is nice. So put it right up against it and then back it off, I don't know, a millimeter or two. You don't want it to be rubbing the bracket while you're tightening it on and off, and you don't want the bolt to be so close to the bracket that you can't even get a socket on it. So line that up, then take a punch, and you can see already in this little channel, it's basically centered. So it's centering it for you. You could even take a drill bit and do a pilot hole. Drop a punch in there. You may need to flip the socket around. If your punch is like mine, it won't have enough room to execute the punch. But drop it in, get it in the center. If you can't fit the punch in there, Sharpie. So make a punch or a pilot hole. If you use the punch, do a pilot hole with your drill and just step up to 1/2 inch. Okay, that's the size hole that we want, 1/2 inch. Then flip it around. Do the same exact thing on the other side, okay? And again, we're not modifying this bracket in any way that you couldn't just put the Ego roller back on and have it be totally normal. You may want to hit this with spray paint. I might do that. I might not. I don't know. I don't mow in the rain. I don't even like mowing wet grass. If I see it start bubbling, maybe I'll sand it down and spray paint it. But I think I'm just going to send it. So once you got your holes drilled, you take your Big League striper. And this is unmodified. This is exactly how it comes. These nuts have a spring underneath them, so they can move all along this channel. To move them, you just push them down. So you're going to want to move them to the outside. And you may have to move these little rubber caps. You can see I moved mine slightly. It's no big deal. So move them all the way to the outside. Drop the bracket on. One-handed. And just manipulate the captive nuts in there until it lines up. And again, because we use these arms, we're kind of centering it it centered it for us. So this is what it's going to look like without bolts. Now, these 2 1/2-inch bolts and lock washers, they come with the Big League kit to bolt it on to their brackets. So these are the exact bolts and serving the exact purpose that they were designed for. I'm going to set you down for a second so I can grab those. All right, there's one in. This is tough to do one-handed because it's a roller on wheels and it wants to roll away from me. All right, there it is. I like the hooks going this way so that the Checkmate logo is on the side that you see. I'm just weird like that. If you do want to spray paint the bracket, this little plastic cover has 3 star-headed bolts, I forget what they're called, underneath here. You just unscrew and the cover will come right off. There's one other thing to do if you want to. It's optional. On the Ego roller, when you put the roller on, the dust flap kind of drags on the ground more, like when you're backing up. So I'll show you what I did to fix that. One other thing, bros, I wanted to show you. So on this side, I got it perfect, okay? I can tighten and loosen this with an extension to clear the hooks, no problem. But on this side, I got a little too close to the bracket. So if that happens to you, you could slot the hole that you drilled and try to move it over a little. But lucky for us, a 3/4 wrench, you can tighten this down, no problem. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And here's the finished product. So grab it, the roller with this hand, grab the hook and the mower with the other hand, and just hook it over the rear axle, on and off anytime you want. And it still looks pretty factory. So let me show you the dust flap. All right, so this is the dust flap that came on the mower from the factory. Now when you buy an Ego roller striping kit, they give you a spare one that's just like this because the older models had a different configuration that doesn't work with the striper. So I took the one off that came with my mower. It's a 2156, just so I have the original one. But basically why it's dragging on the ground is when you hook it over the rear axle, there's these clamps. They look kind of like wing nuts, but they're like clamps that attach this, and the hooks hit the clamps a little bit and it doesn't allow it to move freely. So what you want to do is drill 2 holes. I don't know, you'll have to line it up on your mower, but about 1.5 inches, 2 inches in from the outermost holes. So we're going to drill 2 new holes. And just get your drill bits and pop them through here until you find one that fits perfectly. I don't remember the size. So just drill your 2 holes. I'll show you. All right, so you can see here is where it used to be. It's a new hole. It brings the clamp in away from where the striper hook's on. Same on the other side, old hole. This was a mistake hole because I was lazy and didn't look and realized that there was a little bracket here that interfered. So new hole, take the clamp off, put it on over here. And then one other thing I did is I used a little zip tie, and you don't want to crank it on there too hard, but it just keeps it from being able to move left and right. So that's it. Put it back on. It uses those star-headed bolts. I had a screwdriver from my Ring camera that worked perfect for those, but alright, so I'll go get it and show you what it looks like all done. Alright, so here it is on setting 1. If you know the Big League roller, it's not usable on setting 1 and 2. But with this, it's no problem. Tilt, turn. And if we go up, I like to mow on 5 or 6 typically. So that's a 6. Forward and back, no getting caught up. Turns fine. That's it. So I hope it's helpful. I dig it. I love it. Thanks for watching.